So this is the very first success series. And I'm thrilled and excited to be here with you. My name is Tiffany Largie. I am the founder of Onwards to Freedom. I am the president of a company that is committed 100% to not only teaching others how to do the damn thing, but how to do the damn thing daily. And in the midst of one of our programs called Freedom 52, we pulled a couple of members to do something new and exciting for us here in Onwards to Freedom. Number one, this success story or this success series is exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna get to meet one of your sisters here. Yay! That's number one. Number two, we're gonna find out how did they do the damn thing? How did they do the damn thing? And then number three, they're gonna literally lay out not only what was the tool, but what was the piece, the connection to how they did it. And we're gonna do this laser fast. You're gonna wanna tune in all week over the next 7 days while we have Freedom 52 open, because it is imperative to me that not only do you get to hear from a fellow sister who is actually doing the damn thing in their own life, but then more importantly, you have a very simple, strategic way to take notes. If you show up, if you watch it live, we'll be able to get some questions in. And if you're able to watch the replay, what will happen is that you're gonna find out that you'll get step by step as to how they did it. And if you just apply one thing from each night, and each of these sisters, one of our sisters here, and you apply one of the things that they did in their life, I promise you will move the needle. My commitment to every woman that is listening is that we don't just make this another round of let's just take some notes. No, none of that. My commitment is that you have specific actionable things that you can do. Specific actionable things that you can do that'll allow you and help you to move the needle quickly, okay? So bear with me as we get on our guest, Casey. Let's see, we're gonna get some, we're not having any technical difficulties. We're not having technical difficulties, but we need to figure out how to get Casey on. So while we're waiting for her to get on, let me kind of talk through what does it actually mean to do the damn thing. So there's a couple of key pieces. Number one, making a decision and figuring out how to do the damn thing. Actually, let me take a step back from this thing. In life, there's only two roads. We're either living a life where we're doing the damn thing or we're not. There's not really so much of an in-between, even though sometimes we like to fool ourselves into believing that there's a middle ground, that we can walk, that we can slowly get to the destination. I'm not saying that you can't, but what I am saying is that you can't get there because life is moving this fast, and it's moving this fast, and it's happening because let's just say we all get 70, 80 years in this game, max, right? My gosh, if we are not in a place in which we are, hey Janice, how you doing? Hey sisters, what's going on, Dot? So let's say we get 70, 80 years of this whole game, and it's exciting, and we're grateful, and we're thrilled. Hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray. Let me tell you this, 80 years is not a lot of time. 90 years is not a lot of time. 90 years is not a lot of time. 90 years is not a lot of time for us to live out our life, not only to our potential, but more importantly, to include all of the dreams with it. For those of you who are just tuning in, let me tell you what you're tuning into. This is the very first of a series of our sisters in our success series, which these women have mastered these three, because these are the three goals for every woman that we have that comes into Onwards to Freedom, that makes a decision to head into Freedom 52. It is this. I believe every woman has a responsibility to own her story, stop apologizing for it, and more importantly, use it to build the life that she wants. And in that use it part, it means that she shares it. She walks it. And what's real about that is that when you make that last decision, that's the hardest. It's the absolute hardest because it's going to require a part of you that you may or may not be ready for. It's going to require an inner strength. It's going to require you to do the damn thing. And not only all of it will feel good. Sometimes we want this thing to happen. And what's real is that we want this thing to happen. We feel like we're on the edge or on the cusp of something. But what we don't realize, Casey's in the house. Hold on, Casey's in the house. So I'm going to keep talking as we get her in. Now, what's so real about this is that we sometimes feel like, okay, I'm right at the cusp of doing something amazing. Casey, you're being promoted to the panelist. So she'll be on camera in 5, 4, 3. So what's clear for me is that we're on the cusp of something amazing. We're about to do something awesome. And not only are we about to do something awesome, she's going to come on screen in just a moment. Let's see if we can get her on screen. Get her on screen. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. How do we get you on screen? This is like so much fun for me. How do I'm going to make you the host. There, you'll be able to get on screen now. So I guess you become the host. We'll see how this all works. All right, fantastic. Can you get on screen now?
It says that I can't start. There we go.
Casey! Everybody say, hey, Casey. Hey, Casey. Hey, Casey. Hey, Casey. I know this is so exciting. So let's do some of our homework and make sure we can hear her. Okay, quick. Can we hear Casey? Give me a yes. Give me a $sign if you can hear Casey. Give me a $sign if you can hear Casey. I want to make sure you can hear her. Casey, I'm so excited that you're here. I'm thrilled. Dun, 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 dun. You know why? Because I selfishly watched you like this inside of the journey, right? So when you first came into our world, and then after you walked into our world, then walking into Freedom 52, then coming to hang out with us live. And I know I'm just getting excited, especially since I see that we're both twinning at the moment. And I'm like, oh,
yes, we are.
I'm literally like, oh my goodness. The Miami version of me came out so fast. Mm-hmm. So really quickly, Casey, I'm honored and excited that you're here. And here I'm going to ask you some laser fire questions because there are women out there who, as you know, my number one goal and objective every day is to find as many people actually as I possibly physically can in the breath that God gives me, so that they too can learn how to own their story, stop apologizing for it, and then use it to do the damn thing. And you know, for me, doing the damn thing was in dollars, and I share that often. And this is why I'm really excited about walking through this as our first Sister Success series, because I often talk about putting my children to bed hungry, starting a business so that I could end that cycle and hopefully feel like something, because I felt like such a failure my whole life. And then I built some businesses. But the truth is that I look at your journey and I wish I had won so early on in the game, because it took me so far and so many lost years of still hiding in fear, not living in shame, not wanting to bridge certain conversations with people in my family, not wanting to tell people I had gone to bed hungry, not wanting to tell people that I was hiring, that I didn't have a college education. So I hid like this. I just hid all the time. And I avoided conversations. And I look at you and I'm like, shit, in less than a year, this is like hands down. I feel like I look back and 6 months later, the 6 month earlier version of you was like, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not doing that. No, what was that? You want me to do? No, I'm not, no, mute. I'm not even going to listen to you anymore because I already told you I'm not doing that and I can't do that. And I look at you today and not only are you sexier than ever, because clarity is sexy, but you're smiling and you're just, So I'm going to shut up because I'm just stupid excited. Very first question. So tell us in a couple of sentences kind of how you, what made you decide to just walk in through the door of possibility? And for me, that was you tuned in to a show that we did with no good reason other than the fact that I was determined to get Anna to tell her story about getting breast cancer and what it meant to be a woman in the health space with breast cancer. And you showed up almost every day. Why? Let me tell you. So step number one, if you're listening and taking notes, we ran a show for 30 days out of nowhere because our now community manager, who was one of my friends, Anna, and one of my clients, she found out she had cancer. She was not thrilled about sharing her story because she knew that there would be judgment, there would be questions. And I decided that her and I were going to hold hands and run a show for 30 days for women around telling their story and being what it takes to be and to be a woman. And you're one of the people that showed up every day. Here's lesson number one, guys. She showed up every day. And she would watch the replays on days when she could not show up because she has a big responsibility in her life outside of wearing dope lipstick and wearing a boxer. and she showed up every day. So I want to talk to that because so often I hear women who are like, I can't do this. This is not possible. And then they flipping don't show up. Why did you decide to show up?
I decided to show up because of Anna. I knew Anna from Arizona when I was stationed at Fort Huachuca, and she became a dear friend, spiritual advisor, person I aspired to make proud and become. Anna is just one of my people.
Mm-hmm.
And, before I left, the last time I saw her, she had let me know about her breast cancer, and I moved to Hawaii, where I live now. That 30 days kicked off right after I moved. And it was one, a way to see Anna because I was missing her so much. And two, I was going through all of these changes. I was going through a really, really tough time for me. And being able to link into a group of women that were so empowered and so there for each other, literally there for each other. It was exactly what I needed when I needed it, and it helped me really make these furthering steps that allowed me to really open up to the possibilities of things like Women Do the Damn Thing and Freedom 52 and entrepreneurship and ... like everything, you know?
Yeah. I love the fact that you say that because it was the fact of knowing that you were a part of a community of just being able to watch and be in the midst of women who really care, like all selfish wants and desires aside, because you and I have talked about this before where, there's a lot of women, a lot of organizations who are like, we're for women and we're for this. And then what we see is a lot of backbiting and talking. And it's like, I care about you until I care about you so that I can. I care about you 3 out of 5, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not 3 out of 5. You might as well just not care at all. Because at the end of the day, what we need is all. And you're right. It's sometimes it's knowing, it's just knowing that you're in a place that's, I don't know if the word is safe, but it's like,
yes,
where your soul is like solid. Your soul is like, oh my gosh. So this is what home feels like. And
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just know it. And then you became willing. So it was getting in the right environment first. And then you were like, I'm open to entertaining other things. I'm open to entrepreneurship. I work for ... I am in the services. We'll make it vague. I'm in the services. And it's like entrepreneurship. What? Talk to who? Share my feet. Grow. No, I think I'm done with the growing thing. I don't even think I can.
I'm too old.
Yes. So I love the fact that you said that. If you're taking notes, that's lesson number 2. I love when you say this, success leaves clues. And I have specifically reached out to these individual people, not because I wanted to pick random people, but hands down over the last 60 days as I evaluate a program that we launched, out of sheer, no one believed it was possible, and I knew that it was a must. It was the core of saying, can I take women, strip down all of the woo-woo-ness, the mantra talking every day, that I'm going to run 5K and eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do all of these things. Can we just lead with our hearts? And can we connect heart to heart and not be woo-woo? And it's not that being woo-woo is bad, but being woo-woo sometimes has a filter. And it's not based on just true emotion and feeling and how that person makes me feel, and me feeling like I'm okay. I'm actually really safe here, not here. Does that make sense what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we try to get safe intellectually, and we're hoping that that'll compensate how we feel, but the two don't coincide, because your heart always takes you down the right road. Like, it's like we have instinct, like cat instinct stuff, and we want it so bad that sometimes we allow our heads to try to be the leader in that thing, and then our hearts like just. I tried to tell you last year that these weren't the people, but you don't walk down this road. You walk down this road. Now we're in Oregon. We don't even know where the hell Oregon is. We need a map. You get it? And then it's like, and there's a sign to Utah. You see what you did, and then you get into this place. Success leaves clues, and Casey for me is someone who's not only mastered, but she has done it. So Casey, you plug in, you dive in. If you're taking notes, that's number 2. She became open. So she she acknowledged where she was. She saw something in the distance. She decided to lean in just for a moment. She understood that she was closed. She acknowledged it. And she said, even all of this is happening, this is something I'm going to plug into every day. This is the medicine I'm going to give myself every day. And I'm going to do it every day. If they're going to be here for 30 days, I'm going to try my best to be here. And you were. I mean, you literally were there, I think, almost every episode, but minus 1 or 2.
It was close.
Now, let me ask you this. So fast forward, because so much has happened in your life since then. You're not even the same woman. And I just want to talk to that. Tell me, if you had to say, what are the 3 or 4 most exciting things that have happened, and what steps had to take place in order for you to make them happen?
The biggest, if I had to pick 3 or 4, one was really trying to dive in and link into the group. And as Freedom 52 became open, just saying, screw it. Anna keeps bothering me. She keeps telling me this is a group for, me, that you two were looking for women like me. When I originally started in Women Do the Damn Thing, I was still in the mindset that I'm just a soldier. I'm just a soldier. I'm a career soldier. I am not meant to be in this room. These women are amazing. They're entrepreneurs. They're changing the world. What in the world can I offer? And, I'm just in this room because Anna's allowed me to. And it took me realizing through you and Anna that I wasn't in the room because I was Anna's friend. Like, I was in the room, I was in the group because I have an expertise, I have a passion, I have the ability, I have the knowledge, and that was a hard thing for me to really start to accept. And going to camp was probably number 2, because I almost backed out. More times than I can possibly tell you, because again, why am I in this room? Why am I in this room with these women? Like, who in the hell am I to be in this amazing house in Temecula with all of these wonderful people talking about business and our story and what do I have to offer? And I showed up, and it was one of the most frightening things I've ever done. I can equate it to stepping off the plane in Iraq. That's how crazy scary, like, walking into that house was, in just a whole different concept. And by day 2, I realized, I started understanding that I did belong in the room. I had a compassion for others that I could show. I started letting down some walls, and started realizing that I'm worth it. And that's been probably number 3, is over the last 6 months of this incredible journey I've been on, with personal issues going on. I started going into therapy, which is probably number 4, but number 3, really understanding that I am worth it. I am deserving. And there is no reason why I can't enter that room. I have worked my ass off to do this, to be here, to have this experience. And I have so much left to give to others. So if I had to pick those 4, was really, number 4 would be stepping up and saying, I need help. I'm going to get it. And while I'm doing that, I am going to really start linking in, because Anna and you and all these amazing women I met in camp believe in me, and there's some reason for that. And I have to start accepting that belief in me, and my story, which I'm still having issues really embracing my story. But God, I'm so further along than I was 6 months ago. It's incredible.
Yay! Yay! Casey. Hold on, we're going. We're gonna take this back to the 90s for you. Ready? Casey. Casey. I had to do that. That'll take you back to the 90s. You know, we had to go back a couple of.
Hey, why not? Those were the good years, you know?
Those are the good years. Those are the good years. That's when Richard Simmons was still just Richard Simmons. You know what I mean? Like, those are the really good years. When Richard Simmons was still just Richard Simmons. I know only some of you will get that. You might be known for that. That's okay. So inside of this, let me ask you this, because if you were, and thank you so much, I'm excited for you, because I know privately some of the things that you've accomplished, some of the huge things that you thought would never happen in a lifetime that are monumental. And it comes from owning your story and owning your value in the same time, because owning your story and owning your value go hand in hand. Let me ask you this. If you were going to, looking back 6 months and looking at where you are today, because we have a whole another half of the year as we continue to do the damn thing daily in Freedom 52, but just in general, if there was one thing, what's your 3 messages that you would leave for any woman who is here, and you would say, sister, ... 3 things.
Sister, you are perfect the way you are. You don't need anything to make you better. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself that you are worth it, that you have a gift. If you believe in religion or faith, my belief is you have a gift that was given to you. For some reason, whether it's small in your community or large into the world, you have a gift that you need to own and you need to believe in, and you need to share that. You have a gift that no one else has through your experience.
I just listened to Casey and I'm like,
share it. Like, get into an empowerment group and share it. Share your knowledge, share your heart. Just believe in yourself, accept your gift, and share it.
Awesome. All right, and one last thing. So if there was a woman out there who is not inside of Freedom 52, who has not walked into our community and has not engaged first, what would be your not recommendation, but your statement to her in regards to not just doing the damn thing, but taking that next step inside of this world?
What's stopping you? Like, really, what's stopping you? And I'll go back to, still, I'm probably going to make a poster of a quote from you, Tiffany, from camp, is make your life better than what you see on TV. Why are you watching TV? Have a life that you love that is better than anything you can watch. And if you're not doing that now, what is stopping you really from taking the next step and just seeing if you can do it? You can. Once you start, it's going to happen. But that first start is the hardest. But what's stopping you? Just, if I can do it, if little old soldier Mac me can do it, Jesus, you can do it too.
I love that. I love it. All right. So Casey, I'm excited. I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait to see you. I'm like, I'm so excited about just watching what's going to happen for you over the next 6 months. I love the fact that you can look back 6 months ago and see where you are today. And more importantly, the clarity on you is so sexy. Sometimes we think the clarity is sexy. I'm telling you, that's literally our next shirt. Trust and believe that that's coming out before our 2020.
I will rock that.
I'm telling you, it's going to be 24 hours a day. What's real is that sometimes we're looking for the sign or the answer. And once in a while, it's just leaning into opportunity. So I'm going to say this very week. So first I'm going to say Casey for coming in and joining us and being with us. This has been awesome. For those of you who have hung out with us and watched this live, well, I hope you took notes. Success leaves clues. And more importantly, I ask you this: are you making your life better than what you see on TV? It is a quote for sure, and it makes sense. It makes all the sense if you repeat it to yourself, and if you don't get it the first time, repeat it again. And TV does not have to be the television. It can be the life you're seeing on Facebook, the life you're seeing on Instagram, the life you're seeing that living through your friends or people who you don't know, their eyes, or in front of a magazine. You have the ability to make your life better than what it is. I am extending an invitation to you officially as of right now to join us in Freedom 52. It is the heartbeat of everything I ever wanted in trying to figure out how to leave being abused, putting Jada to bed hungry, being a single mom, trying to figure out shit on my own that didn't make sense, and then trying to stabilize myself after 6 and 7 figures. And I'll tell you what, that feeling of as a woman that just needs to connect with other women. It's independent of status, color. It's independent of creed. It's independent of titles and backgrounds and bank accounts. The kind of magic that happens inside of Freedom 52, from the woman who's doing $1 million to the woman who's counting 1,000,000 pennies. I mean that with every fiber in my body. What's so neat is that we're all on the same playing level. We're all on the same ground. And Casey, I love the fact that you said, in that room, I knew I belonged. That is my hope and want and deepest desire for every woman who walks into our world, because I personally was tired of walking into rooms. This is real talk, and seeing real talks and saying, I have someone here. Thank you so much. I have been like, I hands down remember walking into rooms, Casey, and going, I don't belong here.
Yep.
Especially with women. And if it wasn't me, like there was a woman's success summit and like at a church, and I would be hopeful because I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't really get to connect with other people. You know what I mean? Like I'm just isolated in my little, I'm working world. And I try to bridge out, and I would lean in, and then I would get there and feel like, okay, So I don't belong. Thank you for making me feel like I don't belong. Thank you for not. And then they would be surface nice. How are you doing? I'm so good. But it didn't change the fact that my inside here, I didn't feel it. And if you don't feel it, you don't grow. If you don't feel it, you don't actually grow. And time and time again, and then when I started in this industry, I'd walk into rooms and it was like the people who are platinum, they're over there in the front, and the people who are general, they're way in the back. And I was like, well, this is pretty odd, because I'm pretty sure when I was broke, I was still platinum. And then I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that either. I am excited. Ladies, if you're listening, listen to Casey. She has just told you, you belong in every single room. I want you to ask yourself today, are you building a life that allows you to say, I'm building a life that's better than what I see on TV, or not? And do you have the resources, the tools, and the people to help you get there? And right now, this is, I believe for sure, this is the last time it'll be at $52 a month. We're not going to do that anymore. We'll be closing it in 7 days, and it's going to be way higher than that. That's all I'll say. And Casey is on the other side of this fence, and she hangs out in Freedom 52, and she's going to be at the Do the Damn Thing World Tour. And I believe she's going to be that woman who's going to be standing up and telling her success story. I know you saw that. Casey's like, what did you just say? Absolutely, hands down. So I adore you. I love you. And I can't wait to watch you do the damn thing. Casey, I love you and I adore you. And I'm so excited.
Love you.
I'm so excited that we get to be family every single day.
Me too.
Bye, sister. Bye, ladies.
Bye. Bye, ladies.